Ubisoft.
Welcome to Let's Play Grow Home. This is a small game developed by Ubisoft Reflections, who are actually best known for the Driver and Just Dance games. So you could tell this wasn't intended for full release. It actually started as a test of procedural generation and physics in the Unity engine, but they liked it enough to polish it and release it to the public. Now this will be a 100% LP. I'll be getting every crystal, scan log, and skin, and I'll complete the main story and the epilogue. Since this game is very relaxed, this isn't intended as an LP where we'll be talking constantly, but in the event that we do, I am joined for this by Travis.
Hello. I also played this game. My thoughts differ.
What's your take on it, Travis?
You said relaxed. I didn't feel relaxed in that second half.
And here's why. This is our player character, Bud. How did you describe him, Travis?
Bud, short for Budweiser, because he's a drunk-ass little robot who can't figure shit out.
I like Bud. He does control sucky, though.
Bud has charm, but watch him walk. It's all like momentum-based for him. Just, hey, whoa.
No, I didn't realize this. That thing's gonna beep constantly until I find the first crystal.
Oh boy. Look, what is his legs doing?
This is me trying to get used to the controls again.
Hold on.
No, Grow Home has me exploring this tiny little island, just walking around. I can press either of the shoulder buttons to grab on items that are actually connected to each of your hands, and the core mechanic of the game is climbing and grabbing everything to explore this little world. This is one of the scan logs I was talking about.
Jerky.
You can take the flora and the fauna of the area into one of the teleporters, and then Mom, quote-unquote, mission control, basically, it also acts like a mom. We'll give you information on it. I'm not going to be showing all of this. I'll be showing each of the individual plants and animals, and then I'm going to scan them off screen, because it takes me a good while to find them.
Bud walks around. He looks like a drunk person looking for their car keys. Especially that.
Your goal in the game is, as we get further on the island, we'll come across a star plant, and we're going to try to grow that up into the stratosphere so that it can bloom, and it will produce seeds, which we're on a mission to gather those seeds and bring them back to Earth to save the planet.
It's all up to Bud.
And you can tell he's the man for the job.
He can barely move.
Bud.
He's surprisingly strong, though, I mean, considering.
He's the slowest bot alive.
Hold on. Oh, shit.
Bud controls intentionally very awkwardly. He's got a lot of momentum, and he doesn't turn very easily.
The nice thing is that they did add is that they do show you highlighting points and when your actual grip works. If they didn't have that there, that'd be obnoxious. But because they highlight it, you know for sure you can grab onto the thing.
Right. Whoa! This is what I'm talking about. I'm also looking around for crystals. There are 100 crystals in the game. You don't need to collect them. But every 10 to 20 that you collect, Bud gets an upgrade. And they're highly necessary for getting around the game.
If you're wondering how I got frustrated at this game, look at how he moves. It's amusing at first, but when there's some finer tuned controls, you'll be like, like I was earlier. I do like the game. It has its charm, and Bud's always so happy when he finds things so good. Whores?
This is just me trying to look up and show you just how high this game actually goes. We go right up into the atmosphere of the planet.
That is admittedly fun, skydiving in this game.
There's the red version of the jerkweed, which I don't show the scanning, but I did. I at first didn't realize it was a completely different plant. Well, half of the noises Bud makes I like, the other half are very annoying.
See, I think the reason why they say he's so clumsy is he's built for climbing and not for walking.
Which does make sense. Now, this cactus can be scanned. How do you think I'd get it to the teleporter, though? By killing it.
Destroying it. Yeah, there you go. Write it down, Bessie.
They have much the same problem as the bigger cactus. I can get it!
This is a good metaphor for life. You're trying to get to the end goal, but damn it, you gotta drag that cactus behind you.
I will be posting all of the scan logs in the essay thread, along with a couple of extra things that m.o.m tells you, like things relating to things like that flower. That flower is not something that you take to the teleporter and scan. You actually use that to move around. So I'll be including those scans as well, along with the things m.o.m tells you every time you gather new crystals.
It's a disposable version of that floating leaf from Wind Waker.
And in a way, we also get something like the leaf.
I guess sometimes it goes from R2-D2 to just a frog.
Yeah. A frog and a wood chipper.
If the part one is any indication, there's just going to be a lot of inaudible sounds coming from my end.
I think that's called silence.
Yeah, there's that one.
Let's ride this.
An orange. That was him screaming, "Oh no."
The flower does not last forever, but they grow everywhere, and they regrow instantly, so if you even have, like, a petal missing, there's no shame in recovering your flower stock.
So you can tell with some of the little bugs and stuff like that this is definitely a tester's game.
Yeah.
Like, I figured that even before you told me. Like, I wasn't sure, but then I was watching, like, you know what, this does come off as a tester's game.
And the funny thing is, I feel like this game controls better than its sequel.
They started getting an ego then. We got this climbing shit on pat.
I just feel like Bud is even harder to control in Grow Up.
Like he was falling down that hill. It was so slow that he was looking up at the camera going, no, no.
I think Dylan Martin would have described it as not a good fall.
He moves how Joe Cocker sings. A little help from my friends. I see you. I don't even know the words. It's a mess. That song is just a mess.
And kind of like how Jarvis Cocker dances.
Yes. And Jarvis Cocker looks.
So yeah, there are a lot of crystals hidden in caves. Occasionally there will also be new flora and fauna there.
Yeah, some of the creatures here are, you know, they're either going to be just like butterflies and stuff, or actual monsters that are trying to kill you.
Yeah. We can't scan the butterflies, but I feel like if Bud were to grab them, he'd kill them anyway.
Got it.
Yeah.
I did like that one was just whap.
Yeah. What am I doing?
I'm also glad you don't have to bring the crystals back to the little capsule thing. That's so much more useful. There's some of them are in very hard to reach places.
Yeah, I think it's implied that Bud basically eats them. I'm taking this thing with me.
Robo teeth.
He's got them.
Ride the rock the way down. Yodelay hee hoo.
Shit, there's a crystal. Goodbye, rock.
I changed my robo mind.
I tried to scan the rock, but surprise, there's not a log for it. Because it's just a rock.
They should have said that when it scanned it. Bud, this is just a rock, Bud.
I'm proud of you, Bud, but why?
I only have so much battery power. What the hell's wrong with you?
This is what I'm talking about. These flowers are everywhere. Yeah. I feel like I've heard that in a song somewhere.
You ready for this?
Feels weird that they put that at 10 crystals. You can zoom in and out the camera now.
That is an odd distinction. Maybe they don't show your other partner, Mr. Camera, named Pal.
That's actually in Grow Up. So I call these teleporters. They're technically tele-routers, but they teleport and they scan.
And tele-checkpoints as well.
Yeah. So if I were to somehow explode or splat into the ground, I would come back here. Bud doesn't have lives, he basically has infinite bodies. In fact, if I were to hold down the B button, I believe, for 3 seconds, I would self-destruct, which can be useful. I don't know what happened there.
I got the pineapple!
That's actually grass. That does have a scan.
Of course.
But not a rock.
I love the look of these sheep.
I don't know why it got in an avalanche.
And I like his logo, so he's like, what the fuck is it doing?
They all look like this, by the way. That one's not just scared, that's how they normally look. I have a hell of a time getting it out of there, too.
Why are you playing with my life, robot? He's dead now, bud.
What?
What? Oh shit, get away from him! Get away from him!
See, just trying to grab something that's next to you is difficult in this game.
Imagine when you have to have the finer details the later half. I finally go to Valhalla. I'm doing blep.
Blep. Coughs up another crystal.
Easy.
Just for reference, there's going to be 5 updates for this LP. It's a pretty short game. This one update is going to have the most scan logs out of any of them, though.
You have to scan each individual rock size. I do think they did record one too many robot sounds.
Yeah. Yes, break physics, jump on the rocks now.
You were jumping off a rock that was already floating. That's like blep.
Blep. This game is probably easier to control at night. Or if anything, it's easier to find the crystals because they glow. They made them much bigger in the sequel, which I think was necessary. I got it! No, I don't. I feel like the weirdest crystals are the ones that are underneath things.
I think it's a good area for at least tutorial based, because you have to do this shit a lot in the game.
Yep. Sounded like he was begging the crystal to die.
I'm the only living here thing now. Ha ha ha.
Kicks a sheep into the water.
Long live the king.
Actually, what are the sheep called? They're called meeps.
That's just lazy.
Whoa.
There's butterflies. They're just called fringe. Why? It's easier.
Futterfought.
Fringe just sounds like a curse word.
Oh god. You don't want to get caught in water. If you're in there for too long, Bud self-destructs. Camera.
You're what? What are you doing?
I'm skating upwards.
You were humping yourself up the wall. There's an interesting voice in the background that just goes, ooh.
That's the star plant. That's just it groaning.
Ooh.
It's very hungry.
Feed me.
Oh no!
Shit. Yes, the star plant is basically the center crux of this entire game, and you're gonna be climbing it for a very long time.
Yep.
It is pretty amazing how big this thing gets.
I think we're about ready to actually make it bigger. Here we go. In order to do that, you need to climb up onto these stalks. They're called star shoots. Grab the tip of it and press X. Bud just somehow makes it grow.
And you just stab things.
Yep, then you stab the energy rocks. Each energy rock makes it grow a little bit, but once we've gotten all of them in a particular part of the game, the star plant grows massively high up.
So you find out quickly that these flowers are like planet parasites. Love how Bud moves a little bit like Cosmo Kramer from Seinfeld. Just less racism. Also, you do find out a little in some of the later parts that there are branches that are grown without the purpose of just gaining rock connections. Like some of them you just need to have as long bridges or walkways.
Oh, yeah.
And this happens a lot.
Yep. There will be a good bit of editing in these. That's why I was able to pare it down to 5 videos.
I'll tell people now, I didn't beat this game. I got at the end, and I got so frustrated that I put my controller down and just flipped it off while my character was falling from space.
Don't worry. We'll get to show Travis what he missed.
Well, like, even as you said, this should be like a calming experience. Like, I don't feel calm.
I just mean the tone of the game is very relaxing.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I can't expect that out of you and me. But you are right, there will be plenty of situations where I'll be using these star shoots more as platforms than to actually get to energy rocks. Usually I need them to get to a floating platform somewhere. But in at least one situation, I will need to make a very long bridge in order to scan something.
You also find out, not at this point, but some of the shoots only grow so long.
Yep.
Also, if you can tell from the fast forwarding, you find out in this game you move very slowly.
Yeah.
I know it's for like a sense of scale and everything, but sometimes it can be like, come on, get to the third island. Also, you imagine those giant oranges would serve a purpose. They don't.
No. Most things you come across don't. The only things you really need to worry about are the crystals and the energy rocks.
Just energy rocks, and you gotta find those emeralds, and that's about it. On Pumpkin Hill. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Orange Hill. Actually, those oranges are called girdles.
Oh, God.
Or gordles.
Captain Cook here. Did you find my girdle?
Got another tele-router. I make the somewhat dumb decision of focusing more on crystals and energy rocks than actually activating the tele-routers.
You know, now I think about it, this game does share a lot in common with Sonic Adventure 2. Like Knuckles, you're red, you can glide, and like Sonic Adventure 2, it controls like shit. I said it, who wants to fight me? Because you'd be wrong.
We said that a long time ago. We tried LPing it, and then 5 parts in, it stopped being fun, so we stopped.
Yep. That did sound like you went, oh yes, oh shit!
Oh.
So the more annoying sounds you'll find are the ones that just sound like dial-up. Wow. He could not wait. He had to put his mouth around that one.
That looks less like I grabbed it and more like I smashed my face into it.
But now you get the jetpack.
I got the jetpack. We're gonna level up the jetpack as we go through it, and you need to, because it starts out like crap. It's more like a slightly worse hover. I can get it from there!
I can get it, boss, I can! That sounded like one of those rap horns. Brr, 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 brr.
Let's actually use the tele-router. It says you use it to transport through Wi-Fi.
Also, if you see the map now currently to the left that was there, that was not a horizontal map, that's a vertical map.
Yep. We got a long way to go.
Also, if you can't tell from that little indicator right there, that tells the amount of islands you have to connect to get to the next, like, checkpoint island. Because, yes, there are islands above the islands.
Yes, destroy the life.
This ecosystem belongs to me now.
I do like that this game has touches of personality. Most of them come from Mom. Her little quips as she comes in. Also, coming back to this from the sequel, I appreciate that this game is very light on music. Because in Grow Up, they have the same one song playing through the entire game.
The redial of indie games.
Whoa, yeah!
I just wanted to show I was good at gymnastics.
Well, that's the end of part one. We're finally off the ground floor. Only way is up from here on out.
Sorry, I just as soon as you end him would look at camera going, Look. See, it's hard for me to tell, but I'm pretty sure I got 90, maybe 95% through the game. You know it has to be frustrating when you quit and you're like one move ahead from beating the whole thing and you just give up. That's like if I walked on foot to California from Texas, and then once I reach Los Angeles, I just go, forget it, and walk back home.
I'm still really far from Los Angeles, though.
It's true. Big-ass states, both of them.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine saying, like, hey, we should drive to San Antonio. I'm like, dude, that's like 7 hours away. He's like, what, really? But yes, I support indie game developers. In fact, I even support things that use semi-realistic physics. No, with a certain asterisk that it has to be more realistic. But I do love the charm of this game. I do love the look of it as well. And as you said, I do like the lack of music because it just makes you feel like you're on an alien planet.
With only one island.
And multiple floating ones, including the ones this plant will periodically destroy.
Yeah, yep.
Oh yeah, I remember the part that made me mad about the game. You'll see it when we get to it, actually. I just remembered specifically the detail what pissed me off.
Look forward to that in the upcoming parts.
Yeah, keep on watching to see where I get pissed. You folks love it, right? Which, oddly enough, I found out they kind of do. I've seen so many comments on videos going, ooh, Travis is pissed, view count's going up. Thanks, you sadists.